Hey guys, Helen Hartsmith here again from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. Hope you're having a good day. I am. We're trying a little bit of a pullback angle on the camera today to see if I like it. It's a little bit further away. Let's see how this works, okay? So today I wanted to film another rock video. You know, I love my crystals and my rocks, and I love working with them and learning about them. And so today I wanted to talk not about just one rock or crystal. I want to talk about what I'm looking at is almost like a little family of sorts. So Tiger Eye is a very popular stone for witches. I tend to, when I look at rocks, I tend to look at them on like 3 levels. I see the first level as rocks that a lot of us come into contact with when we first get involved in witchcraft and doing spell work and working with the deva spirits of stones. And I think that Tiger Eye kind of falls into that first level with things like quartz, smoky quartz, lapis lazuli, things along those lines. And so I wanted to share Tiger Eye and all of its little variances and things that I have in my collection. I don't have a lot of Tiger Eye. I have a little bit. I have enough to be able to do this video basically and kind of hopefully introduce you to the world of Tiger Eye, and I hope you enjoy. So let's get started. Okay, so here we have my little collection of Tiger Eye and its associated, I'm just going to call them friends. How's that? They're associated friends. So I wanted to kind of give as much information as I could about these crystals and stones. So I know I've talked about, oh gosh, maybe I can't make it fit. Healing Crystals and Gemstones. This is a book that I picked up a number of years ago that has some really good information. It does have magical information in it, but it also has chemical composition information, colors, crystallization, and things like that. So I reference it quite often when I do these stone videos. So I kind of wanted to give it a little airtime for you guys just to kind of share the title again, because I haven't talked about it for a while. I have an older edition, and I will go ahead and link in the description box whatever one I happen to find. I think it's probably the most recent one is what I'll end up finding on Amazon. But it's a really interesting resource. So if you could pick up a book like that, I liked it because it has not only healing aspects for stones, but magical ones as well. And as I said, the actual geology information. Wow, that word totally escaped me. Sorry about that. So we're talking about tiger's eyes today. And I also want to talk about the Tiger Eye's friends that's over here. So Tiger Eye is what's known as a chatoyancy type of rock, which means cat's eye. And I think I'm pronouncing that right. It might be chatoyancy. I'm trying to remember. I looked up the pronunciation. I think it's chatoyancy now that I think about it. So it's that cat eye feature. And so Tiger Eye is probably the most popular rock that belongs in that particular category, but it is not the only one. And so as always, I try to have a number of examples of the rocks that I talk about so that you can get a sense of what they look like, both polished and in raw form like we have here. So let's talk about tiger eye and where it's found. So tiger eye is found mainly in South Africa, Western Australia, India, and the United States. And I think that's, if I remember correctly from my research, a lot of the United States sources, they're going to be in the Arizona and California area. It's a very easy to find stone. Whenever I visit a New Age store or a rock show, I'm always going to find tiger eye, and I haven't worked with it a great deal in the past, but in probably like the last 6 months to a year or so, I found myself working with it a lot more. And so when it comes to planets that tiger eye is linked with, it's linked with Mercury, it's linked with Earth, and it's linked with Mars. If you are a Virgo, then cat's eye is a stone that's associated with that particular sign. It's also associated with the navel chakra and the solar plexus chakra. So let's kind of get into it. As I said, don't have a whole lot of pieces. I have mostly small pieces like this that are tumbled that I picked up for use in crystal grids, mostly because I haven't really worked with tiger eye. But those are some really great examples of that cat's eye feature. See how it, keep in the frame there, Helen. See how it catches the light? It's a very beautiful stone. And the reason that I actually have found myself working with it more lately is because it's really good for reducing headaches. So this is a bracelet that I made for myself on memory wire. In the center part here, we have 5 lava stones, so I could put some essential oils to diffuse on there if I wanted. I would say, as always, if working with essential oils, because this comes into direct contact with my skin, I always try to caution to be careful of essential oil use because sometimes you can have allergic reactions. So you might want to take an essential oil and put it in a carrier oil before putting it onto rocks like this or putting it directly on your skin so that you don't end up with a reaction. But I find that this is among the 4 or 5 stone bracelets that I've made for myself like this that I will wear quite often. And I do believe that it does help with the reduction of headaches. Tiger eye is also really good for helping to distinguish between what is an actual need and what is a false desire. So that's a really good magical way that you can look at working with this particular stone. It also calms your emotions and it protects against external stresses. So that's another really great way to work with tiger eye. It restores physical energy and it quiets your emotional nature. Now, one thing that I found interesting too about healing properties of tiger eye is that it works really well with your joints and your bones, especially if you have tendonitis. A lot of healing practitioners will turn to tiger eye for that. And it supposedly, next time, knock on wood, not that I want to get sick, but the next time I get sick with bronchitis, apparently if you put tiger eye in the navel, it is supposed to help with your bronchitis symptoms. So that's some really great magical and healing purposes that you can work with tiger eye. Now this is the main tiger eye here is going to be classified as a brown tiger eye because of these dark brown and light brown features. This is a beautiful sphere. Now let's talk about prices as far as because I always do try to share like where I've bought things and how much they are. Little pieces like this, I'm pretty sure that I probably picked at least some of them up from Earthlore, and $1 a piece might be a bit high for things like stones that size, but it's a fairly common and less than $1. So those are good prices. I want to say that this sphere was probably right around that $12, $13 range. The beads that I picked up, those are actually from, I think it was a Joann's, and they came on a hank or a string of beads. And they're probably right around the $8 to $9 for a strand. And I didn't use an entire strand. I probably got a couple of bracelets out of those beads. Now here is the raw piece. Let's kind of bring that up closer. So this is raw tiger eye. It kind of, I mean, you can kind of see some of those tiger eye lines in the side there as it's dry. I want to say that I probably paid $5 for this particular piece. It really called to me because if you look at this, it's 5-sided. And so that, you know, just kind of took me back to a pentacle, a pentagram, and so that just really kind of spoke to me. I thought it'd be really cool if I could polish these sides and have those polished and leave it raw on the top and bottom. Now I also have, hopefully I don't make a mess, but I do have some water here. I'm going to try putting a little bit of water on here because when this piece is wet, it's very, very beautiful. So, oh look, I'm not making a mess. I'm so happy with myself. So let's get this wet, and then there you go. You can see some of those great lines that are in there. I just love this piece. This is definitely something that it's either going to stay in this state, or if I could, I might polish, but I probably won't. So it's probably just going to stay in this particular state. But there is the raw tiger eye. I feel like Bast is coming through right now, and Bast definitely wants me to tell you that tiger eye is sacred to her. And I really know that because Kathy works with Bast, and so I've learned that from being friends with Kathy. So yes, definitely Bast. We want to thank you for making sure I share that with everybody. A couple of other geological, I don't know why I'm having problems with that word, that I want to point out, that on the Mohs scale of hardness, tiger eye is in that 6.5 to 7 range. So it's pretty much a mid going into the hard range when it comes to stones. It is a oh God, I forgot what that is, so I'm not even going to talk about it because I'll sound silly. So yeah, let's move on. We've looked at tiger eye. Now let's look at our friends of tiger eye. So the first friend of tiger eye that I wanted to share, some people will call this blue tiger eye. I hope that you can see the bands in this particular stone as I move it, but it's also known as hawk's eye. And so hawk's eye is found, actually, according to my research, tiger eye, brown tiger eye, starts off as blue tiger eye when it's developing, and then it moves into that brown color, which I don't entirely understand all of that, but I thought that was kind of interesting because I thought that these other colors were offshoots of the original, but it sounds like blue is actually the first one. So hawk's eye or blue tiger eye is found all over the world, but really in Australia, Brazil. It's found in places in Canada and in Korea, South Africa, and again in Arizona and California in the United States. Now, the cool thing about blue tiger eye or hawk's eye is that as a blue stone, it's going to work with your throat chakra. So it will help with your communication skills, and it will definitely enhance the integrity of your communication skills. It's going to give you courage to recognize the thoughts and ideas and willpower and the willpower to carry them out. So I really like that. You can work with hawk's eye for intuition, insight, protection, good luck, and when it comes to other physical things, it's really good apparently for eye problems and for fatigue. And I thought it was interesting that it calms the sex drive. Blue definitely for me is a very calming color. That's the color that I associate with calm. So that really resonated with me as far as calming the sex drive. And so kind of moving into the other phase of that, what a segue, I don't know. But the next stone that I wanted to talk about is red tiger eye. So red tiger eye is also known as dragon's eye. This is also found in Brazil. It's also found in Canada and India and South Africa. Of course I have to have red tiger eye because I love the color red. So, it's also known as ox eye. And I should say that, for the blue tiger eye, that's known as hawk's eye as well as falcon's eye. I forgot to mention that initially. So red tiger eye promotes popularity, eloquence, persuasiveness. It also works with your communication skills and with protection, especially in travel. So I know my go-to stone for safe travel happens to be yellow jasper, but in a bind, if I don't have yellow jasper, I'll definitely turn to this beautiful dragon's eye. Now, it is also really good for protecting motor vehicles. So if you were doing a sachet to protect your vehicle, then a red tiger eye might do very well because you're going to get that protection of the mechanical vehicle as well as protection in traveling. So just something to think about there. Now, when we look at physical ways that red tiger eye can work with you, it is connected with the red chakra. So it's good for blood disorders. And here's where the segue comes in. I did not leave you hanging. So red tiger eye will help to activate your sex drive. Where the blue will calm it, the red will activate it. And again, that color association really makes sense for me personally because red, fire color, fire activation, totally makes sense to me. So there is the red tiger eye, otherwise known as dragon's eye or ox eye. Woohoo! So we've got one other stone that I wanted to talk about in this video, and that is tiger iron. So tiger iron, unfortunately, I have just this one little massage stone, and it's got some really cool markings, but I've seen tiger iron that is much more interesting than this. But tiger iron is formed with tiger eye, red jasper, and black hematite. So this almost like gray kind of background color you see there, that's probably the hematite. These banded pieces are going to be the tiger eye. And then if you really look, you can see red hints in there. Kind of neat, huh? So tiger iron is another great protection stone, and that's probably the hematite qualities coming through. Grounding, again, the hematite. Clarity of knowledge, creativity, strength, vitality, confidence, willpower, motivation, and good luck. I've seen some really beautiful pieces of jewelry, pendants, things like that, made out of the tiger iron, and it's really a very interesting stone. So if you haven't checked out tiger iron, then you might want to check it out. Now, I think maybe I neglected to really look for physical ways that that you can work with tiger eye for healing, and I apologize for that. So if anyone has worked with tiger iron, sorry, and wants to share some healing properties, please let us know. And so on that note, I'm going to say that, that's going to be it for this particular video. If you like these videos, please let me know. If you enjoyed it or learned something from it, give it a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate that. If you work with tiger iron and you work tiger iron, tiger eye, dragon's eye, or hawk's eye, if you work with it in ways that I have not talked about, then please let me know in the comments section. I will invite you to look into the description box for links to social media, things like that. Follow me on Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. We love to have you back here at the channel. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and thanks for walking the path for a little while with me. Until next time, blessed be.